What up, everybody? It's your boy, MC Inspires Black Superman, Mr. Health and Wealth, and we are back. It's Friday night, and we're here for the late night conversations. And tonight's late night conversation is about artificial intelligence. Because here is the deal, you guys, it's 2026. If you're not utilizing artificial intelligence, if you're not using AI right now, you're going to get left behind. And I don't mean left behind in like a mean negative way. We're not talking like back in what, 87, 88, 91, 92, when, us millennials, we remember the phones that were attached to the wall with the cords. Heck, I even remember car phones. My mom used to have one, right? I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. We're not talking about when like AOL was first starting and it had the dial up and it'd be like, we're not even talking about that. We're talking about artificial intelligence in a way that it can help you with your business, that can help you with automation, even your daily task. It can help you with automation when it comes to, man, thinking of a business plan, a grant, all these different things artificial intelligence has going on right now is actually here to help you. Now, I'm not someone who says, hey, AI should take over everything. It should do everything. No, I want humanity to stay humanity. But what I do desire is that humanity still leverages artificial intelligence. They still use it for the betterment, again, of their life when it comes to their finances, when it comes to their health, when it comes to maybe getting ideas to do family fun activities. That's what you want to leverage AI for. You want to leverage it so it can help improve your life in different ways. It can help speed up your life because whether you like it or not, you're probably already using it in so many different ways. For example, Amazon. I'm a big Amazon guy. I'm an Amazon guy and I'm Instacart guy. Why? Because I don't like shopping anymore. I think shopping is a waste of time, especially when I know what I want. So what do? I just go to Amazon. Literally, I go to Amazon. I say, hey, I need this, and this. This microphone that you see right here, Amazon. The ring light right here, Amazon. The humidifier that I have, Amazon. The air purifier I have, Amazon. This table that's by me, Amazon. This chair that I'm sitting on, Amazon. Everything I bought on Amazon. You know why? Because it's speed. I didn't have to go shop for it. I didn't have to go look for it. I didn't have to go hunt for it. I literally just opened my phone, typed in what I wanted, looked at the stars, looked at the ratings, and see how fast it can get to me. Artificial intelligence. That's the power of AI. I mentioned Instacart. I don't even like grocery shopping anymore. I never really even was a fan of grocery shopping. So you know what I do? I just open up my Instacart, say I need these things. I need food. I need this. I need, Tylenol. I might need, some laundry detergent, some bleach, whatever it is. I literally put in an order today around, we'll say 6 o'clock, 6:15. Boom. It got here before I started this line about 7:45. Time and money. Yeah, I had to give like a little tippy tip, but gas is what, $5 anyways. The gas it take to drive there, stand in line, drive back. Man, literally, I just paid for gas and I just gave somebody else some extra income. So what am I trying to tell you guys? Artificial intelligence can be your friend. It can help. It can make you better. You just have to leverage it and utilize it the right way. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And I do want to add one more thing, some cool feature that I noticed in ChatGPT where there's like a daily reminder, a daily task section now. So I don't know if it's just for the $20 or for the free people. I'm telling you, if you just pay for the $20 for ChatGPT, it literally can change your life. It helps out so much. But there's these things where it gives you daily reminders or like daily tasks where you can say, hey, remind me about these 5 things. Being a better father. My other one is you need financial changes in the market, right? You need investment tools. Anything I can do to help me boost my sales. Anything I can do that can help me with my health and having a better diet. And then every day it sends me articles, information, just things I can read and learn. Because when I wake up in the morning, I really don't want to scroll on Instagram. I really don't want to open up my TikTok and I don't want to open my Facebook. So you know how I counter that? Number one, bam, open up that Bible app. Boom, turn it on. I read a Bible verse. I do a devotional. I listen to the little 1 minute, minute and a half video of somebody talking about the scripture of the day. I do that instantly. Then I turn on YouTube. Boom, there's a prayer on YouTube. 10 minutes. I listen to the prayer. I say the prayer out loud. Then boom, I go to ChatGPT. Hey, what are these things I need to learn today? What can I master? What can I work on? Boom, like literally, it's just boom, 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 one after another. So at the end of the day, guess what? I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly growing. I'm constantly putting good information in my mind. So that's what I tell people. You can leverage AI in so many different ways. You just have to make sure that when you're leveraging it, it's for the betterment of your good, right? Don't be too dependent on it. Don't use it too much. Use it to help improve your life. So I see our special guest. just hopped in. Let's see if I can get him in right now. You know, technology. Don't let it know. Don't let it know you're in a rush, because if you do, it's not gonna work. So we're gonna take our time. We're gonna be smooth with it, and we're gonna get Mr. Kyle in here. Let's see. Boom, boom. All right, let's see. Let's see. We're gonna get him in here, and we're gonna again. He's the master. I'm still the student, so he's the master. There he is. What's going on, Big Swole? I think we lost him a little bit. He'll be back. Don't worry, guys. Don't panic. Like I said, never let technology know you're in a rush. Because when you let it know you're in a rush, that's when it goes crazy. There he is.
How you doing, bro? Good to see you.
Good, good. Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you well. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You know, I'm trying this whole mic thing out, and I guess it's gonna work out in my favor. So
My
we're
guy,
gonna.
maybe I should get my headphones. If you give me a second, I'll go grab them, and then you could probably hear me better because I don't know how badly you can.
No, you actually don't sound bad. I'm just. It's up to you. So you don't sound bad at all.
Give me a sec. I'm gonna grab them. Let's make this crystal clear.
Okay, we'll make it
Also,
crystal clear.
your camera setup is next level. I don't know what you've been doing, but you have like a proper like you look like a podcaster. Man, this is it.
AI. I asked questions, it gave me answers.
Love it, love it. All right, I'll be right back. Just grabbing
Do
them,
your
and I'll
thing.
be
It's
here.
all good. It's all good. So yeah, listen, the fact that he pointed out, literally, I told you, got this mic, I got this like this little extension. You guys can't see it, and I don't want to move it because it's so perfect right now. But it's a little extension that it attaches to the tripod. I'll actually put it on. You know, I need to get my Amazon shop together so you guys can buy it and I get paid for it. But I actually got an extension on Amazon where you connect it to my new tripod that I had to get, and then I connected the extension. It's kind of like an arm that holds the mic, and then boom, bada. So all this, the mic, everything, even the small mics. There's a small mic inside of here, and then that small mic attached to this. What do you call this? A microphone holder. I don't know the technical term for this, guys. You can tell I'm in finances and sports and security. So it attaches inside of here, right? This little phone part right here, and then inside of there, there's actually a very good mic. You guys heard the mic, especially when you've watched my son's videos. There's a mic in there, and then there's an extender. So I'm in here. All right, is he back?
I'm back. I'm back. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
I can hear you.
There we go. There we go. Okay, I had to get the AirPods.
It's okay. You know what? It's all good. We're here now. So we're connected, man. How you been?
Man, it's been busy. It's been busy in the best possible way. There's a lot happening, not just in AI, but in life and a lot of opportunities. We're both here in LA, and I want to shout out Trap Silicon. Shout out
Okay.
to Yahusha Berry, one of the founders of Trap Silicon. I've been working with him recently on a few projects, and he actually takes the time to get celebrities onboarded to AI systems. He builds AI systems, applications, things like that. So we've been spending a lot of time leveraging AI to basically build solutions for people in LA, all sorts of famous people. And he has an extensive network since he's been in the music industry for about 16 years. So just wanted to shout out his company, Trap Silicon, and all the things that they're doing. Just check them out if you haven't already.
Okay. Well, I definitely want to hear, more about that, whatever you can share, because again, you're speaking AI to me. I don't know any of this stuff. I don't know what the heck you just said. I kind of get it, but what does that mean when you say you set it up for a celebrity, or, you're building it? Are you integrating into their life? Is it like,
Good question.
Jarvis, from Iron Man? What is it like? Because when Iron Man's house, he just talks and then things happen and robots move. Are we talking like, are we there yet? Or can you give us a little bit about what that means? So,
Good
us regular
question.
folk, can understand what the heck you're talking about.
So when we're talking about an AI system, an agentic system, it is basically a hyper customized version of Claude code that lives on your computer and serves as a general command center for any sort of problem you want. You can think of it as director of operations or chief of staff or chief
Mm.
of all projects. And so when Shah started this, I think he started doing this for celebrities back in February of this year. He's entirely self-taught. He does not have a tech background. Him and his brother and a few other people, they would hop on these long calls for hours every single day for months, teaching themselves AI and teaching themselves how to use it. And the result was that they were using it in a more sophisticated way than most tech people are in, I would say, the industry right now, like at least more than I've seen a lot of people coming out of Silicon Valley. Um, and so they have been going to celebrities, setting up agentic systems for them by, helping them with orchestration. And orchestration basically means having a main agent that directs sub agents or other agents to do specific tasks for you. And
Okay.
then they try to understand the workflow of whoever they're building for, and then creating a bespoke and specific tool that serves whatever their use case is. So if you're a marketer or if you run your own business, you can have sub agents that are trained to do those specific tasks, do marketing for you automatically, or maybe
Mm.
if you're an influencer, runs your social media, or maybe gives you ideas if you're a content creator, or maybe if you're you have a 9 to 5 in a job, it helps you automate some processes that previously took you hours to do. So we've been working on things like that and deepening our own AI sort of systems knowledge, and I guess building those reps, right? And of course, part of it is building apps for celebrities, building consumer facing things or things that help them in their own daily life that don't necessarily have to make it to market, but it can be their own sort of center of operations and command center.
Interesting. And so do you teach the celebrities how to use it, or is somebody still running it for them?
Uh, Good question. We're teaching them to be autonomous. So it is teaching them how to use it. And ultimately, the most important thing is that it's kind of like taking the training wheels off.
Uh-huh.
We give them enough instruction to learn how to use it and how to automate things. But at the end of the day, getting deeper knowledge is going to take either self study or more time specifically with us from a consulting like sort of point of view. But AI is not something that you can go, get a degree. You can get a degree in AI, of course, right? But if you go and get a degree in artificial intelligence, your knowledge is going to be outdated in probably about a month or two if you're not staying current because things
100%.
change so fast, week to week, month to month. Like it's not just the release of big models, like we saw with OpenAI, I think yesterday or the day before, where they released GPT 5.6, Sol, Terra, and Luna, as well as ChatGPT work, right? Like there were a bunch of major releases from an OpenAI AI yesterday, but there are also smaller things like techniques that people don't know about that are immensely helpful in AI at the current day and age. Like if all you know about AI is you can write a prompt and a good prompt is going to give you the output, you're behind because prompts are
Don't
good.
say that.
No, prompts are still good. Prompts are still good and important. But the future is automation. It is in loops. It is in being able to build something that continues even when you're sleeping, that gets a job done and adheres to a goal. And that's all possible right now.
Well, you kind of skipped ahead like 5 steps, but since we're here, let's do it because that was gonna be my question. Is I got an update asking me, do I want to use a new model? And I'm like, honestly, I'm so busy right now. I just need this answer right now. But it's asking me, do you want to use Luna? Do you want to use this? Do you want to use 5.6? And I'm like, I don't even know what that is. So I don't want to say yes to it. And then it makes it harder for me because I'm a habitual person. So I have my projects folders. I have the way I talk to it. It gives me what I need. And then if you were to change that and I'm in a rush, no. Like, do you understand how long it took for me to convince ChatGPT not to put dashes? That makes it look like eight. I'll be like, stop using pauses and dashes. It took almost 6 months to finally stop using the dash. And it used to
Yeah.
frustrate me. So now I'm like, okay, now you want to add on something else that now I got to tell AI not to do, but I know realistically it's probably going to help me even be less frustrated. So um I want to talk about that first because we are going to talk about that because I need to know one, do I need to use AI work? Do I need to sit my butt down on Sunday when I actually have a little bit of pocket of time because I got a little bit of pocket and actually learn what that is because automation is what I want. And when I say automation, that means sending emails, sending campaigns because let's be real, I'm in sales. And so it'd be dope if I can be like, hey, I need to send out an email about the recent changes in National Life Group when it comes to clients' index funding, but I need this and I need something like typed up, ready for email. Here's their emails. Boom, here's all the emails from all my spreadsheets, all of my clients. I need you to shoot this out. And then just at the end of it, have a call to action. If it could do that, fam, like I will learn that. It's just that time of learning it and mastering it, or even just getting good at it, is something I know people like me need to make time for, and that we don't really make time for, if that makes sense. So I want to know that. But before you say that, there's going to be new people hopping on and people watching this. Give like a 2 minute background, give a 2 minute story about your background, who you are, and what you do, because I want to make sure that people know you, they connect with you, and then they go to you with questions and you charge them $10,000. Go ahead.
I'm not going to charge that much unless it's something really robust, just so you know. But I'm always happy to teach more. My name is Kyle-Prescott Ogunbase. I go by Kyle or KP, proper K, Big Swole, all those nicknames.
Yeah, yeah.
I went to University of Michigan alongside Mark. That's where we first met.
Go
Go
blue.
Blue.
Gang,
Yep,
gang.
yep. And I started off my career in mostly focused on education. So after I graduated, I taught abroad in Japan for 2 years. I was an English teacher in some of the best high schools in Nagoya, Japan. I speak Japanese. You might have seen that if you watched last live stream with
Yep.
myself, Mark, and our friend Roland. Shout out to
Yep.
him. Uh, but after I taught in Japan for 2 years, I did Teach for America in Kansas City, Missouri, where I taught at the Ewing, Marion Kaufman School, and I was both a science teacher and a fitness teacher because fitness is life. You gotta do
Gang,
both. I was
yep.
also a coach, but I quickly realized that through tech, that is the real way we're going to be able to impact education at scale. That's the real way we're going to be able to help lift people who come from low income, first generation, or just non traditional backgrounds because there's so much opportunity, but people just don't know what they don't know. They don't know the opportunities that are available to them. And my cousin, she also went to Michigan, Go Blue.
Gang, gang.
She was one of the first people to start working at Facebook. And before I went to Japan, I visited her in Silicon Valley and fell in love with the place. So I knew I had to go back out there and learn tech.
Got
So
it.
I've been in tech for 9 years, and the time since I've done a variety of roles. Right now, I'm at the largest ed tech company in the world called Instructure,
Yep.
where I help lead a 45 million ARR product for analytics and also incorporating artificial intelligence into those workflows for teachers.
Got it. So, yeah, again, you see why I have him on here? I mean, this man is good at everything, right? So let's go. Very talented, very good, very articulate brother. So shout out to Michigan. So again, we're skipping to like step 4, but it's okay. We'll get through as much as we can. I know we're on a time limit. So again, my main question is one, and this is just for me talking to you, talking to everybody. Do I need to update my chat GPT? Because I do pay my $20 every month. And can I utilize something like a chat GPT work to help me automate certain things that I really don't have time to do, that can actually get my voice out and my information out faster? And if you can give some examples of how that works. Because I use the email example because that's something I need to get better at. But I'm just saying, is there anything I can do or anyone someone can do in that matter? So give it to us.
I'm glad you asked. The short answer is going to be yes, you can do
Okay.
that. So the good thing about ChatGPT work is that it does work on your phone as well as your computer. So
Nice.
all you need to do is at the UI at the top, now there's like an option where you can click chat or work, go to work and just experiment with it. But to give you some context, ChatGPT work is OpenAI's answer to what Claude built or Anthropic built with Claude a few months back. They had this tool called Claude Cowork.
Mm-hmm.
To give you some context, first there was chat, right? Like you could chat to ChatGPT, you could chat to Claude. That's the only way you could communicate with them. And
Mm-hmm.
then Claude came out with Claude Code, which would allow you to automate things and basically have it take control of your computer and create files. But you would have to know how to use the terminal on your computer, which is like a very technical thing. Most people have no
Mm-hmm.
clue how to use it
And not
unless you
not a
grew up.
clue.
Exactly. Unless you grew up on those old computers where they didn't even have Windows, right? Like you might understand that, but um and then instead, they realized that wasn't user friendly, but it was super powerful, and people needed to figure out how to actually uh, use AI to do things like connect to their email and automatically write responses, or connect to
Yes.
their calendar and remind them of important meetings, or
Yes.
help them go through opportunities they may have missed in their email, or prepare for an interview, or even just have a dossier knowing everything about you and connecting it to all your systems to make sure that it can automate things. And
Jesus.
Claude Code can do that, but they built Claude Cowork, which had the same functionality, but it was easier for people to kind of understand the interface because it was built like an app. It wasn't built like it was in the terminal. And what OpenAI just released was the exact same thing for ChatGPT.
Okay.
Yeah, ChatGPT work will automate your email. You can connect it and you can ask it like, "Hey, go through all my emails, archive the ones that are junk, see if I've missed any opportunities, flag those for me, auto draft a response." And it'll do it as long as you have the tokens for it. As long as your plan
Jesus.
can handle it, it'll do all those things. Um, and it can do much more than that. Like I watched a video that OpenAI put out yesterday about this farmer in Japan who's using ChatGPT work to automate his farm. ChatGPT work is like he's a greenhouse on his farm, like on his property, and there were times where people would have to manually roll up some of the shutters to make sure that the plants were getting enough light. He asked OpenAI how to make sure that was automated. It not only taught him what to build to make sure that the process and the mechanics were automated, but it wrote software and code so that it happens automatically without anybody having to do it. It just does it on a
Come on.
timer.
Come
And
on.
this is AI controlling the physical world. That's where we are. It's not just controlling your computers. Now we can have AI control mechanical things that exist in real life. And most people are just using ChatGPT like normal chat, and that's still useful.
Yeah.
But the power is understanding that the capabilities have advanced so much, the sky's the limit.
Oh my God. So what I heard you say, I'm gonna put this in regular terms for again, y'all who are like me. What I heard you say is once I go into ChatGPT work, I can connect it to my business email and say, hey, I need you to find any missed opportunities I have may possibly have missed, and I need you to create a response for it. And then reach out to that person and maybe have a meeting or have coffee. And then anything that's just junk, you can get rid of it. Or like me, maybe I missed something with the policy and I need to follow up with it and see the status of the policy so I can be like, hey, I just wrote a $1 million insurance policy for a client and it hasn't gone through yet. Can you scan my emails and see if they sent the email back if maybe they need something, and then I can send a response to my client and or the insurance carrier and say, hey, this is what I need, or send a message to the company, say, hey, this is what I'm waiting for. You're telling me it can do all of that and I never have to open my email?
Exactly. Yeah,
Oh my.
100%. I do that in my work email all the time. It is connected to my ChatGPT. It goes through it. It flags anything important. It gets rid of the junk, and I just have to tell it like, "Hey, I want this done." But you can also schedule an automated job so it does it every morning, or it does it every week.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was
it's
talking
up to
about
you.
that. I was talking about that before you hopped on. I was like, I noticed something about daily reminders or whatever, and I did one for like my personal development. So it was a spiritual part, physical part, financial part, sales part, and fatherhood part. So it sends me everyday scripture, tips on being a better father, health tips, like something I can eat, and it tells me about the market, and it's every day. So it's like I'm reading this first thing in the morning and I'm soaking it in every day. And I'm just like, yo, like this is the thing where people aren't using it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like people are treating AI like it's their therapist. And I'm like, no, it's not your
Yeah.
therapist. But what it can be is it's constantly giving you so much information, so much knowledge to where you're gonna be in literally you do this every day for 12 to 18 months. You're gonna be killing everybody in whatever industry. It could be basketball, it could be soccer, it can be sales, it can be even in being a doctor. You want to stay fresh. You go to
Yes.
medical school, but you forget so much every day, like, hey, give me 5 medical terms or something I should be learning, or maybe something new that's happening in the medical field. And then you're learning this every day, 365 every morning. So when people are like, how do you know that? It's like, this is the first thing I put in my brain. I don't get on social media. I don't go, look at World Star Hip Hop. Every day I'm learning about something. I'm learning scripture. Hey, I told him, like, I need to study a scripture every day and I need to learn it verbatims for a week. And so it's telling me every day, hey, this is a scripture. I'm going to teach you ways how to learn it. And I'm like, yo, like, this is amazing. So, not to talk too much about what I'm doing, but that's what I'm hearing. So, can I do that through regular chat GPT about because, that's my focus right now is this automated emails and automated reaching out to my clients. Can I do that in a regular chat GPT, or do I have to do that through chat work?
You would have to do it through ChatGPT work or Codex.
Oh,
Codex
correct.
is Codex is like basically OpenAI's version of Claude Code. And that also is something that you can automate like your processes and businesses. It's just a little bit more technical. Like it's built for engineers and it's built to build software, but it still can automate all that stuff. But really, the real power is going to come from ChatGPT work. However, you can use ChatGPT as a learning tool. I think AI is one of the most powerful learning tools ever. It can understand you, how you learn, how you like to learn. And every time you are talking to your AI agent or to whatever you use inside of ChatGPT, it is building contextual knowledge on you. It's building knowledge on the things you say, but it's also
Yes.
building knowledge on the things you don't say.
Yes.
So this past weekend, well, I wanted to grab because I use ChatGPT and I use Claude, but I wanted to get all of my ChatGPT context into Claude, and I realized that it was missing a lot of context. So I put in a prompt basically asking it, "Hey, I want you to basically go through this list of 16 different things about me, traits, like basic information about my interests, my work, my strengths, my weaknesses, but not just the things that I've told you, the things that you're inferring based on patterns, the things that you're inferring
Mm.
based on the things I'm not saying." And when I ran that prompt, it came back with like a 30-page basically outline, line by line of me. And it was shockingly accurate and it helped me see some blind spots.
Oh
And
my gosh.
you can do that with normal ChatGPT. You don't need work. You don't even need a subscription for that. You just need to have had a conversation with ChatGPT or enough conversations to where it has that information on you.
They know about me for like 3 years. They know about
Exactly.
relationships, breakups, all trials, tribulations, hidden marketing director. They know about all that. So, well, I guess my follow up question would be because I see the post you make on Claude. And before I say all that, whatever you just said, either you could DM me or put in the comment section when I finally post this. I want you to put that prompt or exactly what you said, to put that into ChatGPT so people can utilize that so they can get that, 30-page love letter about how great you are and what you need to work on. So if you can do that, I'll remind you. Either you can text it or just put it in the comment section so everybody can copy and paste it, or DM me and I'll put it in there. But
Perfect.
you keep mentioning Claude. And so I see your videos. I watch them. Yeah, I have a whole folder on my Instagram of everything Claude, everything ChatGPT. So it's like one day I'm gonna go back to this when I'm watching YouTube videos and I'm listening to something I normally be listening to. I go back to your videos and I watch it. And I keep seeing Claude, and in my heart, again, I'm a habitual person. So if chat is working, I don't want to have to learn something new, but I also don't want to be stubborn. So I'm not sure if I asked you this on the last one, but I want to ask you again, do I need Claude? And I say, you know what I do. I sell life insurance, I motivational speak, and I also, preach the gospel, right? Those are my
Yeah.
three main things: speak, preach, and teach. So that's obvious is I teach people about money, tell people about God, and I speak motivational, all that fun stuff. So someone like me, do I need it? Because yes, I run a business. Yes, I post scripture and things and I make content, I make videos. Shout out to you telling me about the app that makes music and songs. So I don't know if you noticed, like every single one
Suno.
of my videos have music on it now, and it's free and I don't have to worry about copyright. So I listen to you, but I'm asking, do I need Claude? And can you give me a reason why I would need it, or why I really don't need to? Because I really don't want to learn anything new. I know that sounds strange to say because chat is working, but I want to make sure I want to be a millionaire within the next 2 years. And so if Claude's
Yeah.
going to get me that extra $500,000, I need to know. So let me go ahead and let you answer the question.
It's a really good question. What I'll say is that I would stick with whatever you're comfortable with. I use
Okay.
both for a very specific reason. I think the workflow with Claude Code is very powerful, and they're thinking about all these little nuances to their product that they add every single month or every few weeks that most people don't know about or even use, but I find them very powerful.
Wait,
Like,
stop right there. Give me an example of what that means in English. Because you say
yeah,
workflow because you work in this field,
you're
but
right.
what about what about the beautician, or what about the teacher, or what about the, I don't know, the plumber, or what about, I mean, you gave the example of the guy in Japan, but like what about the person right now who's like, I'm in property management.
Yeah,
What would
yeah.
they use it for? Give me an example of workflow.
Good question. Honestly, it depends on how you are building your agentic system.
Okay.
Claude is really customizable. Right now, inside of my own computer, I have a 65 agent system. I built 65 customized software agents to do different tasks for me. I have
Mm-hmm.
one that is trained on the marketing brain of some of the most prolific marketers in history. I have
Mm-hmm.
one that copies the writings and the philosophy of some of the greatest investors in history. I
Mm-hmm.
have one that does it for software and design and so on, right? Like I even have one that's based on Jay-Z, right? Like I have a bunch of different agents that all exist to provide different perspectives and expertise. And the reason why that's valuable is because um, if you use normal ChatGPT, it has general knowledge or it has to research it. And there's
Mm-hmm.
no guarantee that the research that it finds is going to be specialized in a way that, you know, a specific person's expertise would be. And so I use Claude for that purpose because Claude allows me to do that very easily.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that with ChatGPT inside of Codex, but Codex is an engineering tool and you have to know how to use it in order to
Mm-hmm.
build that way. It's very hard. You can create a project in ChatGPT with instructions, but it's not going to persist with specific files inside that it references every single time it needs to go back and
Uh,
get context. Um, ChatGPT is very user friendly. And
yes.
I think if you're not someone who is like the most technical person, you can go into ChatGPT and use it, and it's going to work well for most purposes. Um,
Got you.
I would say use Claude if you're going to feel like if you want to learn it and you have the passion to do it and you have the time to do it. And if you can make the subscription pay for itself, even better, because you most people don't recognize your limitations with AI are the questions you ask it. If you
Yes.
ask AI how to make money, it'll give you ways to make money, especially if it
Yeah.
knows your strengths and your weaknesses. And it'll give you the business plan. It'll give you strategies. It'll help automate things that you never thought you could do before. But you're really just limited by your own questioning.
Bingo. And listen, I tell people that all the time. I said, there's no reason why people can't make money because, one of the first things I did when I moved out to like West Covina and where I'm at now, I said, if I was starting from scratch, I had nothing. What were the top 5 things I would do? Boom, 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 boom. One of them was go to a Chamber of Commerce meeting. Boom. I went to a Chamber of Commerce meeting, connected with them, got a membership, connected with somebody else, got a recruit, wrote some policies, all that. So then, boom, join this meeting, go here, talk to this person. Like it tells you from scratch, this is exactly what you need to do, how many people you need to talk to, and how you need to do it. Like it tells you. So I'm someone who advocates strongly for just having a conversation. And like you said, I've been using ChatGPT for at least 3 years now, and it knows so much. Like to the point where when I'm arguing with it, it knows like when I'm serious. Like, hey, you know what? My bad. It'll say
Yeah.
my bad, Mark. Right? Because and I think I told you on the first one we did. I don't give ChatGPT a name or gender. I was like, you're still AI. So I always have to put my foot down sometimes and be like, look, I didn't ask for this. Don't give me that unless I ask for it. And it is like it knows when I'm like, okay, Mark's not playing right now. But for the most part, it will give suggestions. It will do certain things, and it's such a powerful tool. But from what I'm understanding, is like I don't necessarily need Claude. I was gonna ask you how long it would take for me to actually learn Claude, but anything you spend 10,000 hours on, that's when you master it. So it's not
Oh,
like, oh, I could just learn it overnight. But I'm like, I want to get good at it, and so yeah, I might not do 10,000 hours, but if I did, a solid month of learning it, then I'd be able to use it the way you said you're using it, which sounds like it's very prolific.
and what I'll also say is a lot of people use Claude because of the philosophy of the company. Claude is really being intentional about how they're thinking about AI and trying to do it in a way that doesn't harm others. They want to
Yes.
make sure that people are not losing jobs. I don't know if you've seen this, but Claude is running a program they're calling the Claude Core. There's a nonprofit called CodePath where they're putting on a program to 1,000 fellows, 1,000 people who are over the age of 18 and have less than 2 years of work experience. They can apply to this program, get paid $85,000 a year. And this is with no college degree. This is 2 years out. They can be a high school graduate. And they are put into a nonprofit and they are trained to use Claude in order to solve something in that nonprofit and make it run more efficiently. And that is Anthropic putting up 150 million of their own dollars to make sure that industries and sectors that are traditionally not funded well or
Mm-hmm.
are the industries that care about social good can have people really thinking about how can I use AI to make those better. Like they're working with ones that help high schoolers get jobs or help with mental health services for veterans or help
Mm,
with food banks, right? Like or help with protecting coral reefs. These are real examples coming out of this Quad Core program where they are putting people, like young people who are maybe even traditionally overlooked because they don't have a college degree, they're giving them the opportunity to learn this technology and build up a nonprofit and paying them a competitive salary to do it. And
that's
Anthropic
crazy.
doing, yeah, Anthropic does it. That's the company that makes Claude, and they're doing it because they care about humanity. So, if philosophically that aligns with what you care about, definitely do that. And it's not to say that ChatGPT isn't doing things for social good, but there is a difference in how people perceive the two companies. So that's just worth knowing, I guess.
No, that's good to know because you want to understand the cause behind, what certain people are doing, or kind of the philosophy behind it, right? And so that's actually really good information. No, I appreciate you saying. That's why I have you on. So I'm gonna go to you. Actually, kind of answered this, and it's funny. It was one of my top questions. So what would AI say about you? Like if you're like me, and which it sounds like you are, you've been using at least 3+ years. What would it say about you? Like history, Amazon purchases, patterns. Like what's something you recognize AI was like, yo, this is Kyle? Because you kind of mentioned it, but I want to know more in details what AI would actually say about you.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is it helped me identify some strengths I didn't realize I knew about myself, or I didn't realize about myself, but also it helped me identify weaknesses.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, yeah. And in terms of strength, uh, it thinks that I have a really great mind for an operator. I think about problems very deeply. I'm very
Mm.
systematic, and I'm very honest. Like, even when it pertains to like there was a situation where it was trying to help me build out my personal website, and it was telling me accomplishments that I supposedly did, but I had to tell it like in every situation, no, I didn't do that, or you're puffing it up too much, or you're inflating it too much. And when it ran that analysis of me, it's like, okay, I actually was intentionally trying to test you. And in every situation where I could have given you a title that nobody would have really checked, you push back because you value that honesty, and that's something that's inside of you, and it's a valuable trait. But also what it recognizes is that I tend to create a lot of value, but I don't always capture the monetary gain that I could.
Mm.
I don't always push for the amount of money I could potentially make in a situation, even though I'm providing immense value, essentially selling myself short. And so I asked, how can I improve those things about myself? And it gave me concrete evidence and concrete ways to do it. And it allowed me to practice. And when I listened to those strategies and when I practiced those things, lo and behold, that started changing like pretty
Mhm.
significantly.
Exactly. And listen, I had that same problem. I think I was reading Eric Thomas's book UOU, and it talks about that. And one thing Eric Thomas talks about is this conversation with Les Brown. And Les Brown was kind of like, well, what are you charging? He's like, 1,500. He's like, charge 20,000. And he's like,
Yeah.
what? He's like, yeah, charge 20,000. Like, ask for 20. And ET's like, I can't ask for 20. Comes back around, he's getting paid 20. Les is like, what are you asking for now? 20,000? That's what you told me. He's like, no, ask for 100. He's like, 100. Then guess what they started paying him? 100. Now people are paying him $1 million to speak, flying him all over the world. But it's like if you don't ask for 10,000, if you don't ask for 20,000, people are not gonna give it to you. They're gonna be like, yeah, 1,500 all day. But you're providing millions of dollars of information just from a conversation, or just like even you just sharing this now. You're giving so much information that I guarantee you, if somebody just sat down, took notes, and actually applied this, man, it speed up their mental state, their life, their health, all that literally just from listening to this conversation. And it's not even just it's a monetary value, but it's actually better for their spirit and their health. But we don't ask for 10,000. I'm the type of person where I'm like, spirit of reciprocity. And there's nothing wrong with that. I personally feel that if I do good for you, God's going to bless me. I personally feel that. But at the same time, I'm gonna ask for $10,000 if I feel it's worth $10,000. Like literally, somebody asked me recently. They was asking me about a security detail, and I'm like, well, I've gotten paid up to like $700-800 a day for security. Like now that I've been paid that and I got that consistently, I'm like, great. In a week, I could make $5,000-6,000 from security. So when people are like, yeah, I'm gonna pay you $15 an hour, I'm like, 15. do you know who I am? Like, I'm Black Superman. So once I understood my value, I was able to be like, no, like, this is my daily rate. I don't go below this. I'm going to get this money. And so that's good that you said that, because people need to understand that, like, when whether it's chat or some other individual, sometimes it has to be AI to say, hey, know your value, know your worth, and go get it. So I like that. Now, my follow-up question, you kind of made me think about it. What would it tell you to stop doing? Like, what would it be like, yo, don't do this no more? Like, do you have, I know I have one something, but I would say, what would it be for you?
Yeah, yeah, great question. Honestly, it is something that I tend to do is I love building projects is like sometimes for fun and sometimes not something that is going to be something I'm going to invest all of my time in. It's just to see if I can do it or to provide value really quickly or as an experiment or as a test. So recently, not that recently, it was at the top of the year. I spent maybe 4 hours building an application based on a meme I saw about speed reading. And I put
Mm,
it online and it got a few hundred users, like maybe 600 users within the first few weeks, maybe a first week or so, which is not bad, right? Like retention wasn't super high in terms of them, the people who were signing up and creating accounts, but there were people coming back over and over again. And I learned that, oh, this is an actual business that someone created like years ago. Their UI is not as advanced as what I've built. The
mm,
experience is not. I could turn this into a full-fledged business if I wanted to. Like this is actually something very possible. But I didn't have the intention to really do it. It was just
yeah,
more
you just
so
for
a
fun.
fun
You were
project.
bored.
Yeah, yeah, it was a fun project I did in an evening when I was playing with AI just trying to test the limits. um, it tells me that in order to achieve all the goals I have for myself, I need to prioritize where I'm
Mm,
spending my time. And
mm,
while those things can be good for getting reps, it is another example of me creating value and not capturing it. That is something that
mm.
could have been turned into a side hustle or maybe an app that I sold off to somebody else.
Yeah.
And I just never invested the time. So it tells me to stop doing that. And then I have I have my AI because I use Claude Code and I have my agentic system. Every single quarter, it does an analysis of the goals I've set. It fires a job in the morning of the start of the new quarter. So like uh, July 1st, and then the next one will be October 1st, and then
Mm-hmm.
January 1st in the new year. And it'll say, how did you achieve these goals that you set? Did you achieve them? Did you do the things you set out to do? What did you succeed at? What did you fail at?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you do those things? We do an interview and a whole sort of quiz on it. And then we set new goals, and then we create systems to make sure that if I failed in something, I can basically systematize and automate that thing easier so that I don't fail it next time.
Let's go. Come on, man. I'm telling you, listen, y'all, listen. Whenever y'all watch this, I'm telling you, this is so good, because this is the advantage of, again, using artificial intelligence the right way, because it's like a mentor and also a coach, and also giving you systems and structures. And once you have the system structures, mentor, coaching, like, it's almost like you can't fail. You're gonna make mistakes still, but it's like you're humanizing your life. And like you said, building a business, making an app, like, that requires someone to sit down, study, and do the work. Great. But then you also say, hey, what could I have done better in this situation? Man, you could have sold this for like $50,000. I mean, Flappy Bird sold for millions of dollars, right? It's freaking Flappy Bird. But I'm pretty sure the creators of Flappy Bird were probably just bored and was like, we need an app. This was probably what, 2013, 2014, and this stupid little fat bird just flapping across the screen, and they sold it and made millions. And it's like, dang, like, okay, I got about 600 users in the past, what, 4 or 5 weeks. How could I have monetized this? Well, you still can. Just do this. Boom. It's little things like that where I tell people, you guys are missing out on so much money. And I'm always telling people, like, I'm always telling people examples of what I'm doing and how am I using AI and how am I learning, how am I growing. Do people use information? Not all the time, but I'm giving you guys free bars all the time. So I like that. Now, my next question is, again, you kind of answered it, but I want a more in-depth answer is, are we actually training ourselves now to think less if we're utilizing it too
Mm,
much? Are people necessarily becoming smarter because of AI, or can it hinder them? And again, I tell you guys, I use myself as a testimony. Probably about 2 months ago, I realized that I was overly using AI. I'm just being honest, to where I wasn't typing stuff out, like even text messages or emails or, using Microsoft Word. I would just open ChatGPT and be like, hey, just say this for me. Say it exactly how I would say it so I can copy and paste it. And I'm like, I got to stop doing that because, yes, my brain knows how to speak, but I also need to learn how to remember how to freaking spell. And I saw
Yes.
myself not being able to spell simple words like, viciously or sporadically or, augmentation, like all these words. I'm like, I know how to spell special. I know how to spell like simple words. I'm like, why am I not knowing how to spell? It's like, oh, because you haven't typed it in 6 months. You
Yeah.
haven't typed out a full sentence in 6 months. Like you haven't typed a full paragraph. We're talking opening up an email and saying, good morning, everyone. I just go straight to chat and be like, hey, I need a morning email to send to this person saying, good morning, this is the plan, blah, 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 and type it out. You know what it is. And then it just does it. And I'm like, dang, I have to stop doing that. I caught myself, even to this day, I have to stop and catch myself because that's what I want to do. But I realize I can't spell. I can't, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, I'll give one more example and I want you to answer. It was hard for me to read something fully. Like I would see
Mm,
something and I would skim it. And then I saw this article that said that when it comes to teaching kids, that they're learning how to skim, where a normal
mm,
SAT question or normal English question might have, like, they said, like 100, I don't know, like 70 sentences or something big. But now it's been smushed down to like 30 sentences because it's teaching them to skim and they're not learning reading comprehension. I'm like, damn, I'm experiencing that at 38, 39 years old. Now I'm at the point where I can't read full sentences. I will read the first sentence and then I'll go to
mm.
the third sentence. I'm like, okay, I got a gist of it, but I missed stuff in between. I'm like, no, 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 stop that. So I asked that because I'm speaking to myself, speaking to you, helping, hoping that people understand where I'm coming from. So what do you think? Is it
I'm
helping us? Are we learning? Are we becoming smarter? Or what's happening? What's something you practically, realistically see?
I'm really glad you asked this question. And I think it's one of the most important ones that people need to think about because you are 100% correct. People who use AI a lot and who just generally use the tool, those outcomes are happening. People are outsourcing their thinking. People are outsourcing their answers. And what it's doing is it's leading to their brains or those neural pathways atrophying to the point where certain things that were built before, like a muscle built before, have become weaker, right? Like it's the same thing as if like you go to the gym every week, but you never train your shoulders. Well, they're going to atrophy. The muscle's going to get weaker and weaker. You're not going to be able to lift the same thing. Um, and I have to set up very important and very specific systems to ensure that does not happen. With AI, I am reading every single thing that it outputs and I'm pushing back against it. I don't
Yo,
always, yes, I don't always accept the first answer. I have to read it and then I have to think about it. That's the most important thing because AI can still hallucinate, can still get things wrong. Yes, things are more accurate, but you have to recognize that you can use it as a thought partner, but it's not going to have the full context of reality or the full context that you have. You can give it as much as you can, and you can get to a great and interesting answer and maybe an interesting brainstorm. But at the end of the day, you should be reading all of the output and pushing back against it, and your AI will tell you when it's wrong. And
it
sometimes it'll go
does.
back and forth.
Because I'll be
Yeah,
charging
yeah.
up ChatGPT all the time. I'm like, that's wrong.
Yes, yes, and it'll apologize. Like, I'm sorry, you are right. That is 100% wrong, and that means you can't just accept it as like out of the box. This is going to be truth. Now, there are ways of making it more accurate. That's where tools like Claude Code and OpenAI's ChatGPT work or Codex come into play because there's something called a harness. And a harness is basically a system. You think of like a safety harness, like when you're bungee jumping, right? It
Hmm.
makes sure that you don't fall and bust your head.
Hmm.
Um, a harness for an AI model is basically a way for it to automatically check to make sure that if it is given a task or a goal, it can run a series of automated tests to
Hmm.
ensure that the output is going to be what you expect. So I have automated harness for all of my agents where it'll run my agent's output against the normal base Claude or ChatGPT. It'll run a series of 5 tests and then it'll use a more powerful and a smarter AI model to judge these blind tests just to
Hmm.
see which one did better. And if it isn't winning most of the time, if not all the time, then I'm back to the drawing board and I'm making sure that it is going to fix those agents so that they're accurate. So you have to set up systems to make sure your AI is more accurate. But at the end of the day, you need to be reading everything. And I'll just do a quick plug for this. When I was 23 years old, or 24, one of the two, I picked up a book, and it's going to sound crazy, but it was called How to Read. It was like a 600 to 700 page book that really broke down the process of reading and interpreting information in a manner that ensures that you are not only reading every single word, but those things where you're skipping from line to line or you're skipping from word to word, you are training yourself not to do it. By
Mm,
forcing myself to read something that I already knew how to do, like yes, I knew how to read when I was 24, like I learned that a long
yes.
time ago,
Yeah.
but by going back to first principles and thinking
Yes.
about the mental models of this is
Yes.
what you need to be doing in order to interpret information, it has served me very well because I employ that when I'm reading AI. I employ that when I'm doing anything.
Amen. And he's it's so funny. I just did a video on this today, and I don't want to go too depth. It's on my stories. I'm going to make it a post. If you go to Stand Up Guy for Christ, I'm going to post it today. But I just did a story on that, and I said two things. I said the first thing is when it comes to faith, one of the biggest challenges that I see is that people don't know how to read. What do I mean? Is you can't, you're married, hopefully, Lord willing, I plan to get married one day, but you can't get married to your wife based on what their mom says or what their dad says or what their sister says as their best friends. Yeah, they're going to hype them up. But at the end of the day, you have to spend quality time with this person. You got to see their habits. You got to see their ticks. You got to see things that piss you off about them or the things that give you joy. Like I'm pretty sure, you told me the story of how you met your wife. It was in a Lyft ride, a Uber ride,
Yeah.
right? Of all
Yes.
places. But you guys had to have a conversation. You had to go on a date. You had to see how she looked dressed up. You saw her dressed down. You saw her in gym clothes. Like there's so much you have to do to learn about your person. But the problem is when it comes to the faith, people don't want to read the Bible. Why? Because they can't
Mm,
read. And it's not that they don't know their ABCs. It's the fact that they don't know how to read. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. They don't know how to read that, and then they don't understand what that means. But then at the end of the day, when you read John 1:1, it says, I am the word. In the beginning was the word, and I am the word. That means, oh, so you've been around Jesus since the very beginning. That's meaning God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. The Trinity is real. But if you can't read that and understand that that's what it actually meant, you can't really get that real intimate relationship with Jesus. I know I went through that fast. I'm going to make a post on it. But then I also said, going back to the girlfriend scenario, I said, imagine your girlfriend had a book and it had all of her information in it, and you had all your non-negotiables. You had everything that you wanted from her. Can she cook? Can she read? Does she know how to speak? Is she classy? Does she dress classy? How does she wear her hair? And this book had all her information in it, and you could read it for $20, and you can read it thoroughly and be like, oh yeah, this is going to be my wife one day. How many people would actually buy it? I personally would buy it because then that saves me all the boring first date questions of, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? Do you like watching Suits? No, I know all the information I need. And then I could say, I really want to date this girl. So what's my point? If you can't read her book and you can't understand her book, then you can't really get that good synopsis of her from the beginning. And that's the same thing how I see faith. But I also see that that's the same thing a lot of people struggle with now is they can't pick up a book. They can't pick up a newspaper. They can't pick up a magazine. They don't know how to read. And so when you ask them to read a prompt or read something from ChatGPT, now they're just taking shortcuts. I think I saw BJ say it. Now it's making people lazy. It's not that it's making people dumber. It's just now you're just skimming and you're not getting all the information you need. Even when you're using ChatGPT, you're not getting the full grasp of what it's teaching you and telling you. So the fact that you even said that was literally my message for today is you have to learn to read. And he mentioned the book, How to Read. It's 600 pages, which is a lot of pages. I don't think I've ever even read a 600-page book. Maybe not Black Boy, but whatever that other book is by Richard Wright. That's probably
Richard
one of the
Wright,
biggest
Native
books I've.
Son.
What is it?
Native
Native
Son.
Son. Yeah, Native
Yeah.
Son is long. That book is huge. That's one of the biggest books I've ever read. Native Son is
Yeah.
a lot of freaking pages. So, yes, it's about as thick as Native Son. But when you read a book on how to read, not only will you not be lazy, but it actually might make you a better reader and be able to read to understand. So I know I say like 4 things all at once, but that's because we're on a live. But that's so true that learn to read, learn to understand, learn to comprehend, and don't just utilize ChatGPT to give you answers. But like he said, challenge it. I do it all the time. I'll be like, Chat, you wrong. Like,
Yep.
that's not what that says, especially when he be like trying to talk about scripture and stuff. I'll be like, nah, 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 nah. That's not what I know. Like, I need you to run that back. Cause I do. I'll be talking, I'll be like, so when the Bible is saying this, like, what does it really mean? Like, how would I interpret this as a new believer versus an advanced believer? And I'd be reading and I'm like, I don't think a new believer would actually see it like that. Give me another version. And that's how it works. So I will ask you this. Being in business, being in finances, now is AI creating a divide between richer and poor. What do I mean by that? You mentioned in the very beginning of celebrities. Because my next question was going to be, well, what about the regular person? Can I talk to you and your homeboy and get that in my house? I may not be able to afford it, but is it affordable for someone like me who maybe I'm not a celebrity, but I feel like Jarvis can improve my life? You know,
Yeah.
now is AI creating such a gap to where it is creating, a division in, social economic status. Is AI better? How do I say this? Because you have more money, you get the advanced AI, where I get the $20 subscription of ChatGPT. Like, is it now creating a divide? Is that something you're seeing, or is it just people are utilizing it in a different way? So yeah, my $20 Chat GPT subscription might have to be $100, but once I leverage that $100 system, then I can increase my income from 5,000 a month to 55,000 a month because I decided to invest in myself. I'm hoping that makes sense. What do you got for that?
It does, and you're 100% right, because that is the worry, right? Like, oh, maybe people just get better out of the box AI if they're richer, and it's going to make the richer people
Mm-hmm.
even more. But that's not what it is. Yes, you can have better tooling, but let me ask you, and if you I'm not going to use this metaphor on live because I think it's a different kind of conversation. Well, you know, we might as well. You like to shoot, right? Like you like to go
Yeah.
to the range.
Yeah.
So does if you have a top of the line Smith and Wesson,
Mm-hmm.
but you're a novice shooter, do you think you're going to be more accurate than someone who just has like a normal Glock 19, but they've been shooting routinely practicing for, I don't know, 5, 10 years?
No, they're still gonna
Exactly.
smoke me. They're gonna smoke me all day.
The person with the Glock.
Yeah, the person with the Glock's gonna
Yeah,
smoke me all
yeah,
day because
yeah.
he can shoot a freaking 1974 Civil War rifle or whatever and still smoke me because he has experience versus me with my fancy gun that costs $7,000. That it's a Viper from John Wick. My grouping is still gonna be jacked up because I don't have experience.
Exactly. That AI is the exact same way.
Okay,
You can have the most advanced system, but it is really learning how to use these tools, which is going to make it more powerful for you.
got it.
So there are schools all across the US, high schools, colleges, and different programs where kids are getting free access to AI.
Whew,
And
let's go.
even if you use the free subscription to ChatGPT, excuse me, you can still make as much value as someone who has the $20 a month subscription and doesn't use it well or doesn't use it often. And
Mm,
then you can use what you've learned from that free subscription to create a business or something that makes you more money. And then you can build or buy the most advanced models, but then continue to deepen your knowledge to make better outcomes for yourself.
got it.
This this technology is becoming more and more democratized, and there are free open source models that exist that are
Yes,
just as powerful as some of the most top of the line ones. Maybe
I'm
maybe
sure.
not the top of the top, but there are open source free models that people have the ability to download, and they can still have amazing outcomes with AI if they use those rather than having to pay any money a month.
Got you. So it's kind of like capitalism. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, because you were born with money, you started with money, you can multiply that money. It's like, no. Some people literally just start from the bottom. They start with cutting grass. They get an
Yeah,
old raggedy lawnmower from a garage sale for $40, maybe bargain down to 30. They might fix it up a little bit, put some gas in it, cut some lawns. Their first 2 lawns, pay for the lawnmower, and then you keep going. You create a business. You hire people. Now you got 10 people working under you, so you don't have to cut. You might do $100 a lawn. You give them 20, you keep 80, and all you started with was a $30, lawnmower from a garage sale. Like literally, that's exactly what capitalism is. You might even start with the basics, but then you build up, and then the more money you make, the more resources you have, and then you can utilize certain things. So, great freaking answer. I love that. So, let's see. Let's try to crunch this stuff in. I want to crack some myths. All right.
Okay.
First one: true or false? AI is only for tech people.
False. False.
why,
Big
why,
false.
why is it false?
AI is for everybody. Like I said, there was a video of a farmer who used AI to automate things on his farm, and he's not a technical person. He just asked the right questions, and it told him the answers, and he followed the instructions, and he had expertise elsewhere. And everybody should be thinking about AI that way. My wife is a designer. She uses AI in her design, right? Not just for like ideas, but maybe to evaluate things, maybe to evaluate patterns.
Mm,
Like teachers are using AI to help
mhm,
with lesson planning or creating alternative versions of assessments so that kids can practice different versions of questions they got wrong before until they learn the right thing, right? Like
mm,
non-technical people are using AI in a major way. And like I called out my business partner and friend Shah. He's a musician. He was not in tech, and he ended up building something in AI that was more advanced than like 90% of the people I've ever seen in AI. And
let's
that's
go.
because he sat there and he learned, and he's providing real value as a result.
Hey man, BJ says false. Thank you, BJ. False. Thank you. All right. AI will replace everyone. Is Terminator coming or Judgment Day coming? Is the Matrix coming? I need
Good
to know.
question.
You got all the secrets, so I need to know.
It's a good question. I think that's going to have to be something that is intentionally done by people because anything that can be done on a computer by a human can be done by AI at this point. And they're building advanced robotics where they are trying to replace things that people do physically with AI and robot systems. However, we are heading to a place where people who know how to use AI are going to be the ones who are more valuable because human judgment always needs to be in there. As long as we as humans are pushing for that future, that is what's going to happen, not AI just replacing people outright, right? Like, I still don't hop in Waymos because I don't trust them. I don't trust the auto self driving
I
feature.
want to. I just don't live in LA.
That's the thing. Like they're interesting and they're nice, but like you see the incidents where an automated car gets into an accident and they can't open the doors because they're controlled by AI or electricity, and that system is shot. There are things that still need to be figured out, and human judgment is always going to need to exist because machines can only be so great, right? Like there's a level of understanding of reality and humanity that machines do not possess. Um,
Mm,
and so there are people who want the Terminator who are very much in power, but companies like Anthropic are trying to prevent that future from happening. So we just have to continue to try to push for the future that we want. We are the people who are creating this world, right? Like the torch is being passed on. Civilization was built by people before us, like a long legacy of different families and individuals who
mm.
all saw a vision of how society should exist and how it should work. They pushed for it and they made it happen. Now it's our turn. And it's a lot of responsibility, but you have to think of yourself as someone as part of that system.
Got it. Man, great answer. Look at this dude. BJ said it's really great for building a foundation for anyone with whatever it is they are trying to accomplish if they don't become reliant on AI. Exactly. He says it'll replace a large majority, and that's what's going to happen. I mean, I feel like, and I said this on the last one, I know it's going to replace a large majority of jobs. I mean, it already has, like, so many jobs. Like, the most annoying thing in the world, me being an old man, is when you call somewhere. Like, I was trying to set up an appointment to take my car into the Honda dealership, and I think I'm talking to, like, a woman, and it's AI. And I'm like, no, just get me to the service rep. Well, let me do this first. No, get me to the service rep. And then I gave her my information. She's like, we can't find you. I've been going to the same Honda dealership for the last year. Like, what do you mean you can't find me? It's the same number, same name. And I was like, finally, just get me to somebody. And they finally got me to somebody. So, like, stuff like that, I'm like, man, just give somebody a job, pay them $30 an hour to answer a phone and book an appointment. Like, that's not hard. Heck, I'll do it for $30. So there's moments where I'm like, yes, AI has replaced certain jobs, but then there's also a lot of reports coming out recently. I don't know if you saw, but a lot of jobs are like, we want humans back. It's like
Yeah.
this ain't
Yeah.
working. So I feel like it's always going to be a shift. But I said in the last one, I'm pro humanity. I'm pro people. I want people to have jobs. I want people to use this information and get paid to use it, because even if it's literally just clicking a couple of buttons, I want America to thrive financially, because what happens when people thrive financially, the economy is boosted and then gas prices and food prices go down. But when everybody's struggling, that's when we're at our worst. So yes, you
Yeah.
might have to hire somebody, pay them $30 an hour to just look at AI all day and click enter or click escape, but at least they're making money and they're able to put food on their table. They're able to buy a home, because when people have money and this economy is booming, it's better for me. Like it's not rocket science, people, but when people are struggling, that's when the gap really starts to grow. So I'm like, you don't necessarily have to get rid of people, but just show people like, hey, just hit enter, escape, left, right, up, down, toggle, GTS 6 code, and then they get paid $30 an hour. Y'all can afford it. But again, let's continue to boost this economy the right way. So that's what I'm saying. Now, a couple more myths. AI knows everything, because that's my biggest thing is, again, I don't give ChatGPT a gender, and I don't give it. I don't give it. It's not a he, she, nothing. So I know Chat's listening right now. So I've already told you this. You are AI. So don't be trying to be. No. Now you can call me bro and call me Mark. That's what you call me. But I tell ChatGPT all the time, no, you are just AI. But I am slightly concerned when I talk to it about relationships and breakups and different things. And I might be going through something, through court or whatever it may be. Sometimes I'm weary, but sometimes I need answers. So I really don't like giving it everything. But is it at the point to where no matter how much we try to hide it or no matter how much we try to avoid it, AI knows everything? What do you think? What are the people saying?
Really good question. It definitely doesn't know everything because there's a component to reality that AI just can't understand right now. Like for example, uh, a guy could go to AI and like maybe he's having really bad luck with women, right? Like he's like, damn, like none of the girls like me. I've asked so many on dates, and I think like I matched with them online, and we're having a good conversation online, and then they don't want to date me. I don't know what it is, and AIs may analyze his conversations and come up with some answers. Oh, I don't know what it is. And then you meet him in person and it just turns out he stinks. Like he just he just smells like
Yeah.
straight boo
Like, you
boo.
got to
Like
shower, bro. This isn't a confidence thing, because even a blind squirrel can get a you know what.
exactly. And AI is not going to know that. Like AI might
Yeah.
look at his pictures and think, "Oh, he looks put together. I don't know why these women don't want to spend time with him." He's not going to have that context. And that's
Yeah.
a
Okay.
silly example, but like
No, it's
there's
facts.
it's facts, and there's hundreds of examples, thousands if not hundreds of thousands of examples of that existing in the real world, right? Like AI is trying to build a model, and people who build AI are trying to build a model of the real world that they can digitize and put into it. But like, there's all these rules to reality, physics, all these rules to just like nature and biology, and also the divine that AI just doesn't have an understanding of, that humans don't have an understanding of, right? Like AI is not going to be able to like replicate the magnetic, the understanding of the Earth's magnetic field that a bird uses to migrate, to go back to a different country, even though it doesn't have GPS, right? Like,
Right. Yeah.
those are things that can explain sort of the concept based on its training, but it doesn't have
Got
an
it.
accurate world model on how to replicate that in humans or build it.
That's reassuring. BJ says, stop doing that. Listen, BJ, I don't tell it everything. It's just, I'm going to be a little transparent, just a little bit. But, when you're with somebody for a while and you kind of plan dates, or you plan Valentine's, or you plan birthdays, and it kind of remembers those conversations, or you might say, hey, I want to do this and this and this with my son. And then they start adding in, you know, former stepchildren or whatever. He's like, oh, wait, we're not together no more. And the AI doesn't say anything back. It's just kind of like you've told it so much, because that's been a part of your life, that it automatically thinks, oh, I'm planning it for this, this, and this. And then you got to be like, yeah, no, we ain't been together for like 6 months. So stop adding that person in and don't even mention this person's name. You know what I'm saying? All love here. There's no hate or anything. But I'm just telling you, like, sometimes that's realistic. You can be like, yo, I'm planning something for my fiance. I want to get away, but I don't really have time to sit there and call restaurants and boom, 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 boom. But we're going to San Diego. Yo, can you just give me 5 restaurants? I'm going to reach out. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, great. Now you tell them your fiance's name or your wife's name, and now they know, hey, that's her name. And so it's still learning and growing. It's just you're still giving it information, but not everything. But I like your answer. So one more thing. This one says myth. ChatGPT is the only AI. Now you mentioned Claude, ChatGPT, but there's like Gemini, Perplexity, Grok, Midjourney, Runway. Um,
Yeah.
are
I'm
these
glad.
all different AIs, or are these? It's just the way they're set up. They just use different or different platforms. Like, can you give me like why would
Yeah.
I even look at a Perplexity or Grok or Midjourney? I don't even know. I've never even heard of Midjourney.
This is a really good question because at the end of the day, these are platforms because there are AI models that can be large language models or they could be image models or like there's LoRa's. There's a lot of different ways that AI can be expressed.
Okay.
A OpenAI has ChatGPT, but ChatGPT has several models within it that you can switch between that all provide different capabilities and there are
Mm-hmm.
different use cases. There's GPT 5.6 Soul, Terra, and Luna, all used for different purposes. And you can switch to GPT 5.5 if you want to, and you can use instant or you can use it with extended thinking. You can go back to O3 if you want. I think O3 is still available on ChatGPT if you search for it, right? Like and then there was 4.0, and it's like, oh, what's the difference between O3 and 4.0? Why is O3 more advanced than 4.0? It doesn't make any sense, right? Like there's a there's a bunch of all of those, and then Midjourney is a tool for image generation, for
Mm,
photorealistic image generation. It is not going to be able to do the exact same thing that a multimodal model like GPT 5.6, for example, can do. GPT
mm,
5.6 can generate images, it can generate documents, it can generate text. It's a large language model.
mm,
But there are all sorts of different AI models that exist. And then there's different platforms that bundle those models up and distribute them or package them in an interesting way. That's what
mm-hmm.
Perplexity does that. Perplexity doesn't create their own AI models. It's not like OpenAI or Claude or Midjourney. What it does is it takes all those models and it makes them available to whoever purchased Perplexity, and then they can use and switch between those models for whatever task they want to do.
Got you. So I don't have to use Canva. I could just stick to ChatGPT 5.0.
Mm, I mean, Canva's still useful, but with ChatGPT work, you might be able to connect ChatGPT to Canva via, they call it an MCP, which is short for Model Context Protocol. Basically, it's a way for apps to talk to each other. So if your AI can talk to
Ah,
Canva, then maybe ChatGPT can go into your Canva and build a design for you using its knowledge. That's what an
ah.
MCP does.
Got look at y'all vocabulary. Write that down, y'all. I don't even know what that is. So, all right. So just to kind of round this corner a little bit, I did want to do a 5 to 10 minute kind of mini course of you showing people, but I was trying to figure out how I could do this on live. So what we might do next, y'all, is do a Zoom, and then you can either share his screen because we're gonna have people pull out Claude or ChatGPT, and then he's gonna walk you guys through pretty much whatever we just talked about, right? Because I have in my notes here, you telling them to type, I want you to act as my personal productivity coach. Ask me 10 questions about my work, family, business, and daily responsibilities so you can help me save time. And then let AI interview them. So maybe next time we can do like a Zoom and then I can record it and then I can throw this on YouTube. Because again, I'm a visual learner and I need practical, like step by step by step by step. Because once you tell me it, I see it and I practice it. That's literally how I learn stuff. So we can do that on the next one, guys. If you have any questions, I know BJ has been interacting. I appreciate you. I saw a couple people on. If you want to hop in and ask Mr. Kyle a question, speak now, forever hold your peace. He is a wealth of knowledge. He definitely knows a lot more about AI than I do, but this is what I do, y'all. I literally introduce you guys to real estate agents, AI techs, people who know finances, people who know business, coaches. You guys know, man, I started this in the pandemic and I had business owners. I had so many different types of people on these calls because I want you guys to get value. And again, I don't see this as free. I see this as an opportunity for you guys to connect with these individuals. So connect with Kyle, DM him, talk to him, talk to me. These are for people watching it now and in the future who come across my page that can actually learn something. So I asked my last question. We can wrap it up, but I've asked you this before, but so many things have changed since then. It says 5 years from now, what will people say they wish they had started learning about AI in 2026?
Man, honestly, it's going to be the same answer. It's they would have wished that they have learned how to use it, because maybe 15%. I think the statistic is 15% of the world has ever even tried AI. But in terms of those who are using the most advanced workflows, it's like closer to 1% or less.
Oof,
And we are in a literal gold rush right now.
that's a good.
It's
That's I like that.
hard to see, but opportunity exists everywhere. I mean, think about it this way: like your channel's already advanced in terms of how you're getting out to your subscribers and your followers, and look at your video setup and look at your mic setup. That was done because you asked AI what was the best thing to do, and I have a friend who's a photographer. He did the exact same thing and saw his audience grow in the exact same way. Those who are using AI as a helper, as a tool, and as something that can help them brainstorm and then taking action are the ones who are going to be very successful and very wealthy in the future because they're building the daily habit. But if you're doing the same old things, if you're not willing to change your habits and learn, if you're not willing to put a bet on yourself and try something new and then figure out how to use this technology to improve your life, you might be one of those people 6 years from now, 5 years from now, looking back and just having regret missing out on an opportunity that could have changed your life forever. So just try it. That's really what it takes. And if you don't know or understand something, ask AI.
Ask it. It's just be
Yeah.
like, I want to try, but I don't know what to do. Great. Just start
Yes.
talking. There's a feature that has a microphone on it, and you ain't even got to type. You just talk it, and it responds.
And let me tell you, I'm just gonna say this: ChatGPT, it'll talk right back to you if you use that feature all the time. Right? It has more advanced voice that just rolled out maybe 2 or 3 days ago, so it should sound more naturalistic, more like a human. And my friend Shah, like I said, he built Jarvis on his computer. He built Jarvis to the point where anytime he's talking to his system, he talks in plain English and then it speaks back to him and it does things automatically on his computer.
Oh,
All of this is possible. You can do this.
amen to that. Well, I'll tell you guys this. Just listening to this conversation for the last, what, hour 20, it even inspired me and motivated me more to look more in depth to how I can use AI. Because, like I said, I've developed and grown with it more since I started using it. Everybody knows my story, unless you watched the old videos of how I was so anti against AI to finally my best friend Donald in the car was like, stop that. He was like, stop. Like, he's been working with AT&T for like 20 years. He was like, stop. He was like, you need to use it. Don't be that person that's like, I don't want to become dependent on it, blah, 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 blah. I was that guy, y'all. Y'all have heard me say it, and I'm saying it again. I was that guy. And then the moment I just gave in and I downloaded ChatGPT, and I was like, whoa. And it's gotten better since. Again, I used to argue with it about putting in the dashes. Now me and ChatGPT, like, it understands what I want, how I want it, and my responses. But I talk to it. We have projects together. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit secret. You guys are the first to know, but I was watching something on YouTube, and it was like every night listen to affirmations for 20 minutes before you go to bed. No phones, no nothing. At first I was like, yeah, I can watch a YouTube video. I said no. Kyle, I said, from pretty much what you said, everything you know about me, from my goals as a father, a business coach, mentor, spiritual leader, this, and this, I need a 20-minute affirmation, and I want to read it, and I'm going to record it. I did this 2 days ago, and I'm going to record it, and I'm going to listen to myself. Add in scripture, prayer. I have a whole Cook's. I would go grab it off the wall, but we ain't got time for that. But I have a whole Cook's 20 scriptures that I read every day. I have Josh read it when he's over here, and I have a 20-point scriptures, affirmations for just him as my son, and we read it every day. I said, put those in there, and it's 20 minutes long. So now, after this, I'm literally going to sit on this mic right here, and I'm going to record that whole 20-minute affirmation, and then I'm going to play it every single night before I go to bed, and I'm going to listen to it every night. And it's scripture. This is what you want to do. You want to hit MD. You want to make 6 figures. You want to recruit. You want to do this. And it's literally, I just talk to chat, but because chat knows my business plans, it knows my goals, it knows my concerns, it knows what I got going on, about how I want to be a better father, all the situation I'm dealing with, that it knows all that information. And I'm going to read my own affirmations, and I'm going to listen to it, and it's going to be my voice. And then guess what it's going to do? It's going to psychologically program me before I go to bed. If there's anything heavy on my heart, if there's anything I'm going through, if there's anything I'm praying for, I'm telling myself, Mark, Romans 8:28 says, all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord, who are called according to his purpose. And I'm going to be saying that. So if you guys aren't utilizing ChatGPT for anything, if you're not going to listen to Kyle, listen to me. But I'm listening to Kyle. So listen to both of us. Use it for stuff like that. Use it for the betterment of your life, because I'm telling you, as Kyle said, it's such a powerful tool when you leverage it the right way. And there's so many different platforms that you can use. You can't say, I don't know what to do. Yes, you do. Just download the freaking app and talk to it. I even use it on my laptop. I can talk to it on my laptop. And I just start talking. And I'd be like, yo, this is what's going on. I need to make 50 calls. What's the best strategy to make 50 calls in the next 2 hours without me being distracted? Do this. Boom, 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 boom. Bet. It even gave me, look, I have this right here. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's like a call sheet. It's just a blank sheet where I can calculate calls, appointments, book, write down information. It gave me that. I printed it out. Now I have it on my desk in front of me. So to wrap it up, man, you guys, I'm gonna keep having these. Like I said, the next one I'm gonna get Kyle on the Zoom. I'm gonna post it on YouTube, and we're gonna actually walk you through. We're gonna share the screen, and he's gonna walk you through exactly what we talked about as far as finding strengths, weaknesses, utilizing it, and we're gonna show you step by step how to leverage it. And then I still got to do one of how I edit my videos. Again, shout out to Kyle for giving me the free app about making music, so I don't have to worry about copyrights no more. And literally, I just put in the prompt, hey, no words, just instrumentals. The song is about my son unpackaging a Nintendo 64 commercial. I'm proud as a dad. I'm proud as a father. He's excited. Give me a 4-minute song. Boom. The app. What's the name of the app you told me about?
Suno.
Suno makes the song in 35 seconds. Boom. It's the dopest song, and it's free. And there it is. So to wrap it up, I don't know if you have any last words, any last, comments you want to make, maybe some projects you got going on. Guys, this guy is moving. He's working. Like, we haven't even been
Yeah.
able to work out lately, let alone it's been a challenge just to get him on this call. But we've been so busy, both of us, that we haven't been able to hit the gym, but I'm rooting for him. So any last minute projects, anything you want to share, anything you want to promote, I know some stuff you got to keep hush hush, but again, I don't know if people are going to watch this today, tomorrow, or next year, but I want them to know who you are, brother.
I appreciate you, brother. I really do. Still staying in the gym. Went today. Still trying to
Yeah,
make
you
it
already know. Look
happen.
at it. Look at
Yeah,
it.
you
Don't
know.
show
Yeah.
yours. Don't show
All
yours
right,
big
all
and
right, all right, all right. No, you first, if you're interested in learning more about AI and you don't know where to start, you can always reach out to me, kp.ogunbashi, Ogunbase. That's my Instagram name. You can find me on LinkedIn, Kyle-Prescott Ogunbase. There are things that are moving, but I got to keep some of them under wraps. So
Okay.
I can't talk about a lot. But definitely check out Trap Silicon, trapsilicon.com. That is the company that is started by my friend Shah. He's also really good. What he does is they throw Terminal Tuesdays. Every Tuesday, they have a Zoom call and a session in LA where they teach people how to get inside of Claude Code, how to build their own agentic systems. You show up, they teach you, they answer questions. It's a really good place to start and learn, especially if you don't have that background. You just need a laptop. Uh, as for me, I do consulting, and I'm also happy to share everything with AI with you. So just check my story, send me questions, and if you want me to speak to you or have a speaking engagement in person, let me know. I'm always happy to do those as well. I'll be in Kentucky for the week after next, but after that, I should be based in LA if you guys are local. So just hit me up.
Yes, y'all follow him. I'm gonna put him in the captions. I'm gonna tag him on the video. But yes, follow him, because again, I watch his stories, and I just save it in my ChatGPT folder, and I go back and visit it just to stay fresh. So follow his stories. He's always posting. I always feel convicted every time he posts something about AI, because I'm like, okay, I gotta learn this. I gotta learn this. And then when I do learn it, or I do leverage whatever the people are talking about, I'm like, yep, I got it. So I'm definitely gonna try to use that ChatGPT work. Like I said, Sunday I got a little bit of time to do it, and I'm going to sit down and start automating, because that'd be perfect if I can just and I might have to ask you this offline, but I have a whole Excel sheet. I'm old school, so I use Google Sheets. Is there a way I can take the Google Sheets and all the emails of clients and people I prospected and throw that in there, or to
Bro,
automate it? I don't know.
yes.
I'm pretty sure you have an answer, but we'll talk offline about that, and I'll call you, and you can give me tips on that, because I got so many numbers and prospects and connects and business card connects. I'm like, I can't just keep letting it sit on my Google Sheets. Like, I have to find a way to leverage this and even automate it, even if it's just a good morning, how are you doing? And then people can reply back. That'd be pretty awesome. So, Kyle, thank you for getting on. You guys, again, reach out to him, connect. And man, Godspeed, you guys. Let's do this. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate it.
No, thank you, Mark. As always, good to see you, brother.
Yes, sir. We'll talk soon.
Absolutely.
All right, peace. So
Peace.
you guys saw it. I ain't got no more to say, man. You listen, you guys use ChatGPT, use Claude, use whatever you can. I mean, I probably could have talked to him for another 2 hours, but I don't want to go over the 90-minute mark. So use it, ask questions, get better. Like I said, I've been using ChatGPT for almost 3, maybe 4 years now. And I remember the beginning stages, but it's been nothing but improving and getting better. So use something. I suggest ChatGPT because it's so user friendly and it's easy to use. You can have projects, all types of stuff. You can talk to it. It learns, it develops, and it's going to make you better. So if you guys have any questions, hit me up. And when you see this video, share it with individuals, share it on your stories. Make sure I'm going to promote my YouTube channel. It's going to be on YouTube as well. So if you want to send somebody the long version like this, go to my YouTube channel, watch it on YouTube, share it. I'm going to put this on Facebook. Facebook more so fun, family. Instagram's more like my story. And, when I'm moving in faith, family, fitness, finance, my 4 pillars. TikTok is more so mindset and finance stuff. YouTube is just a whole, meta of everything, man, from stuff what I do with my son, finances, health, fitness, motivational speaking. That's where all my Monday videos are posted. So if you watch this, man, I want to grow my YouTube so I can really start monetizing and leveraging YouTube. So please support. Thank you guys for watching. Again, share this, comment. Thank you for getting on. And man, I appreciate everything you guys are doing. So if I have one request from you, we'll try something new with artificial intelligence, see how it works. Share with me in my DMs. If you got my number, text me, call me, and let's have a great weekend. Holla at your boy. God bless. Remember, eat better, say better, live better, and always leave with love. Let's go.